This is how phosphorus bombs banned by the Geneva Convention look like in the sky. At first glance, they are harmless and resemble fireworks. But as soon as the shells touch the ground, they burn all life to ashes.
Yeah, bro, it's like a snowing, huh?
Such deadly salutes were recently fired by the Russians at the positions of the Ukrainian military in the Kherson region.
Це напрямок Херсонський, так.
This is the Kherson direction. If we go back a little, the enemy is there and there. That is his sector. If you manage to hide from it in a dugout, for example, like this one, where there is a large mound of earth, there it seems to be safe in the dugout. However, evaporation of this phosphorus, this gas, it causes people to simply suffocate.
No one from the military unit was wounded that night, but the Ukrainian military notes that the number of shelling has increased.
Вони стають більш агресивніші.
They have become more aggressive because we are pressing them.
The Russian military continues to fire all kinds of artillery not only at Ukrainian positions but also at nearby towns and villages where there are no residents left. But thanks to the high-precision strikes of the Ukrainian military, the enemy has become less active.
After being hit by our HIMARSs, the operating time of their artillery decreased. That is, if earlier they worked for 9 hours, then today it is less, 6 perhaps.
On this sector of the front, which was previously occupied by the Russians, Mudry's unit is preparing not only to storm the enemy's combat positions, but also to a possible counteroffensive.
The regular troops are in the direction I showed earlier. They are concentrating all their forces there from the Donetsk direction. We expect them to try to attack in the nearest future. We record an increasing number of personnel and equipment, in particular heavy armored vehicles. This is the grenade launcher, like RPG-18 Mucha, kill zone 250 meters, cumulative charge to destroy enemy armored vehicles.
And with the help of this Western-style grenade launcher, the armed forces of Ukraine can easily reach the Russians at a distance of up to 300 meters.
This is 84 Swedish, if I'm not mistaken, right? Swedish. Adopted by the US Army, they developed them together with France. You can stop the tank if you hit it in the side, where the armor is thinner, or in the tank track.
Despite the constant shelling of the enemy, the Ukrainian military does not lose their spirit. Art helps to relieve psychological stress.
We gained what we didn't have before. Every house here is on the edge. I met all enemies with fire, again with fire and a sword. A brotherly shoulder is also near. Rain will wash away the tears. Free people can't be defeated by rockets and cannons. Free people will not be overcome by prisons, even in their own land. To protect the native home to the east, for the sake of our children.
This modest and smiling Ukrainian serviceman is actually a musician. 6 months ago, he wrote music and poetry, but with the start of the Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, he went to war. How did it happen that a musician got here?
Well, just like everyone else, voluntarily. The war came and we went to war. The war began on February 24th. I took my family to a safe city.
Carlos is not the only non-professional soldier in his unit. At the forefront, both musicians and candidates of science are in the same ranks.
It is said that 2 orcs have 2 convictions, and we have 3 higher educations for 2 servicemen. So in my platoon, I have 2 PhDs, a lot of businessmen, a lot of different kinds of entrepreneurs and doctors. Our company commander is a surgeon, and before the war, I was a businessman and investor. I am a candidate of economic science.
After our crew left the positions of the Ukrainian military, we learned that one of Mudry's brother-in-arms was wounded by shrapnel.
A new day, a new wounded. It's good that Khaliton was born in armor.
But neither the wounds nor the daily struggle for life can lower the morale of the soldiers while the aggressor is shelling Ukrainian cities.
When we say that other Russians have nothing to do with it, that only their president is bad, he gives orders, but the person who pulls the trigger must understand, and most often this is an officer who has an education and he deliberately kills our people, consciously. And we are here to take revenge on each and every such creature. I really hope they watch us, because we are coming for you.
Тому що ми прийдемо за вами.
Reported by Marina Stepanenko, Anastasiya Zhuk, Alexei Drisov, UATV News.